Alright, welcome back to JK Rants and Reviews. I'm John. This is Caleb. Today we're going to be talking about the 2017 It Chapter 1. Yeah. So, we just got done watching the movie. This go around, I do feel like I'm finally out of the honeymoon phase, even though the chapter 2 is coming out. I'm still jacked to see it. However, I do think it has. I never thought it blew away the first half of the made-for-TV series, but I do think it's on par now. I think it shines where the made-for-TV series doesn't. Whether that be with some of the suspense and gore, and there's a lot more off-camera kills in the made-for-TV because it's made-for-TV. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The first chapter, you still got a lot of good friendship vibes going on. You got a nice 80s instead of 50s, which I love both of them. You get the kid from Stranger Things. The other actors are really good. I think the quality of kid actors is probably the best I've probably ever seen. They're really good kid actors. The adults were good. I wish they would have focused more, where this one struggles, I wish they would have focused more on the characters and the town. And I wish they would have gone a little bit further into Pennywise. I think they're going to a little bit more in the second chapter. But I wish they would have gone further into the alien entity that he is.
I do think Bill Skarsgård is a really good Pennywise. I do think that the cast all did great. I think discount Billy from Stranger Things, Harvey.
We just watched the movie.
I really did enjoy his character, even though he's like the worst person. You hate the character, but you want to see him more.
Yeah, definitely a good bully. He's probably better than the made-for-TV.
Oh yeah,
more intense.
Yeah, way more.
He was
intense.
A serious,
because even his friends are like, "Stop!"
Right?
Yeah.
In the made-for-TV, he was like in the makings of a serial killer, where this kid was like right there.
Yeah. The CG from the very beginning. Once we see Georgie and the sewer scene, as soon as the CG hits, I was immediately taken out of the movie. I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, when you grow up with the original that's grainy and has that old music feel and the 50s feel and stuff like that, it has a really old, grainy feel. And then you go into this one where the cinematography and everything is super clean and CGI. I could definitely see how that would be jarring. And it is jarring when you really think about it.
And throughout the movie, it didn't get better for me. The more CG that was used, the harder it was for me to watch. And then again, I watch cheesy horror movies with bad practical effects, and it doesn't bug me. I don't know why. Maybe that's just something about me. But I don't know. This is the second time I've seen it, Chapter 1, and
I definitely get his complaints, because I can see where it would bug you and take you out of the movie. This is my fourth time watching. I saw it twice in theaters. Loved it, and I watched it once when I purchased it, watched it now. But I still think, like he was saying, I'm all for practical effects. With pretty much anything across the board, practical effects, for me, if it's done right, it will always be better. But I still really love this movie. I really appreciate everything they did. I'm glad they took it to the next level. I wish they would have gone a little bit more gory, explained a little bit more about the villain. So I'm hoping that the chapter 2, but it doesn't. If you watch the trailers, it really doesn't look like they're shying away from the CGI. It looks like they're almost doubling down on it.
Yeah.
But once again, we'll have to see how that turns out. I was telling him, and while we were watching it, I kind of let some of that go, because this is an alien entity that morphs and stuff like that, and I feel like that's showing his like magic or power, the way he moves around and morphs and stuff like that. But when he comes out of the projector, freaked me out. Like, literally, I was like, whoop, I would have died right there. In a lot of horror movies, I like to play that game of would I have lived. I would have died like 4 times in this movie. I'd be like, nope, I'm done.
That scene didn't do it for me. It was too much.
I love it. Black, boom, he's in your face. Black again, boom.
The scene that got me was actually the bathroom scene. in the original miniseries, it was a hard enough scene to watch, but in this this version, the red contrasting with the green, and the way that the hair was pulling her back down, that was so well done that that scene for me was a big positive, and that scene actually brought me back into the movie. But then right after, I'm right back out.
Well, there's a lot of emotion in that scene, and I think that's probably also, like, even if you did or didn't know it, subconsciously, it's probably because, I mean, like we saw earlier, Bev is buying the tampons, and then her dad's smelling her hair, and then she cuts her hair into the sink, and then the bathroom is like this weird safe zone for her, you can tell, like that's where she goes to read the poem. And so, like, when all that hits all at once, it happens in the bathroom, it happens with her hair pulling her into the sink, with the creepy kids going missing, and with the blood.
Yeah,
it's all this. Oh man, it's great. It's great psychological torture. I mean, same thing. Mike gets it a little bit with the burning hands coming out. Mike is unfortunately one of the characters that suffers the most. In the miniseries, he was fantastic. Yeah. In this, there's just not a whole lot of development with him.
That was actually my biggest complaint after I saw the film the first time, was that Mike was like, they gave him just this much in this, but in the miniseries, he had this huge long list of what made him a great character.
But he was the one driving the story, calling everybody, which this one didn't do. So he is supposed to have a bigger part in the next movie, so maybe they were just trying to balance out the characters.
It's hard to talk me into seeing the second one, I'm not going to lie.
Doing it. We're going to review it.
When I saw the trailer for It Chapter 1, I was super excited. I was pumped. I went to the theater to see it within like 2 days of its release, and I walked out just like, well, that was it. Okay, cool. And
I can't believe you didn't think, like, the suspense is there though. I mean, like, it really is intense.
It didn't feel that intense for me. I guess I just didn't connect with the characters as much this time around.
Well, that's true. Yeah. If you watch the original the made-for-TV series as a kid at the right age, the cutaway kills don't matter. The pauses, like, for commercial breaks and stuff like that, don't bug you. It's just, for some reason, the characters were great, the actors were awesome. I mean, Tim Curry just nailed it. I mean, so I can definitely see, especially for our generation that saw it at a perfect age where nothing can touch it. For me, I put them on about an equal playing field. I would give, probably just nostalgia-wise, I'd give the edge over to the original made-for-TV series, which obviously you are too. And
that's the thing. Like, I do get that this version of it is actually closer to the Stephen King book, and I can respect that. But I didn't read the book until after I saw the miniseries, so to me it came out of order, and I don't remember that much about the book. It's been a long time since I read it, and I was young enough that I probably skipped a few pages.
You have to. First couple chapters are thick.
It is a long book. I remember the first time I put my hands, like, I grabbed the book and I'm like, how?
This is a weapon.
This is 2 phone books.
Right?
Help.
I'm gonna hide this from my parents. No, they didn't beat me. No, but I tried to read it in high school, I think it was. I was like in the first chapter, once you've already seen the miniseries, you're like, let's get into it. But they just kept building on the atmosphere. They just kept building on stuff that I was like, I don't even care, dude. Like, get me some characters that I'm actually going to care about, and then build it. I don't know. For me, I just couldn't make it through. But anyway, back to the movie. What would you rate it, being fair?
This is probably the second lowest I've rated a film. Now, it's based on how I feel about the film and how I just can't connect to it, and I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Whew.
I find the redeeming scenes. I do enjoy some of them. I do enjoy Bill as Pennywise. I do think the kid who played Georgie is a missed opportunity for a future Children of the Corn film.
Pet Sematary
dude is scary.
The kid was almost creepier than Pennywise in that scene.
In that opening scene, maybe Pennywise was defending himself.
Right.
Maybe we got the wrong side of the story.
I've always wanted this boat. You can't have it back.
Please, sir, may I have your boat? But yeah, 4.5. I can't connect, and I will probably try again. I mean, I see why people like it. Yeah, I can't. Sorry.
Now, I can connect with the kids in this movie a lot better than I could with the miniseries because it's 50s kids compared to 80s kids. You know, the I don't know, attitude and the language and stuff like that, and the fear that they brought as compared, you know, because kids have seen stuff by that in the 80s as opposed to the 50s when everything's a little more innocent. But I love the fridge when he's coming out of the fridge, rolling around and uncorking himself almost. There are some negatives, obviously, and I do agree with you that they should have toned down the CGI just a little bit because it is really jarring.
A lot of it.
At least. Anyway, I'm going to give it an 8. Now that, like I said, I feel like I'm out of the honeymoon phase, whereas before I probably would have given it an 8.5 or 9. This is a movie that actually does not let up the gas when it comes to suspense. Like, they just keep flooring it all the way to the end. And almost by the end, you're almost exhausted. You're almost like, God, this is a lot when you first watch it. I mean, obviously you've seen more once, it's just not as intense, but yeah, I'm still super stoked to see the next one. I hope it's better, but I still really do appreciate and enjoy this movie.
I'm gonna see it, chapter 2. I don't wanna, but I'm gonna.
Got to. Hopefully opening weekend if we can manage it. So definitely stay tuned to that. Let's hope that he gives it a better rating than this one. Guys, make sure and like, comment, subscribe as always. Make sure and hit that notification bell so you can get some more R&R. Until next time, JK out.
I still say stitches.